Los Angeles Rams versus San Francisco 49ers. 49ers got punched in the face by Miami.
What was that, man? That's weird for that team because what they do in order to win is punch you in the face.
Yeah, it was like they came out flat. I don't know if they were overlooking Miami. I don't know if dude, I don't know what it was, but from the first I watched the game, man, from the first snap, it was physical dominance from Miami. They were living in the backfield. Garoppolo looked a little bit hurried, like he didn't want to get hit, rushes some throws, overthrows some guys, interceptions. Ryan Fitzpatrick, who nobody seems to like, but I'll remind you, he's been with Chan Gailey, who's the offensive coordinator there, for like the last 4 years Chan Gailey coached an offense. It was Ryan Fitzpatrick, so he's familiar with the system. Miami, are they 2-3 and 3-2? I don't know. But remember, two of Miami's losses are to Buffalo and New England and Seattle.
And they hung in there against Seattle. Let me throw this out there with regards to the 49ers, okay? Mm-hmm. Their 2 wins were against the Jets and the Giants, right? They have lost to the Cardinals, to the Eagles, and now the Dolphins. What is going on, Sean?
Let me say this, too, about the San Francisco. What do you count on with San Francisco is defense and running the ball. Now, the running the ball is going to be there, but the problem was Miami put that game away, and Mostert, was a little bit banged up going into the game. I think they kind of basically shut him down, and really situationally, they were down by too much. The running game was neutralized. I mean, Mostert went for like 11 carries, 91 yards,
Yeah,
the run game is there. But the defense was bad, Brad. Miami was eating the second cornerback up. Preston Williams was dominating that game, and the cornerback wasn't turning his head around. So they just kept throwing the ball downfield, and the cornerback was doing one of these, running in the other direction, never got his head around.
Well,
they're just feasting.
The thing about Fitzpatrick is he will test you deep, right?
Yeah.
He is not afraid to go long on you and see how you respond.
Yeah.
And I think he's the type of guy that if he senses a mismatch, he's going there.
Yeah.
And he's going there, right?
Yeah, and you look at Miami now, you mentioned at the top of the show, start Tua. At this point, it's like, again, Miami's losses are to teams that are all inside my top 10 in terms of, and really all of Super Bowl threats. Buffalo, New England, Seattle.
Right.
And then they've handled 2 other teams. I mean, handled them, including last year's NFC representative for the Super Bowl.
And they only lost to the Bills by 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
They only lost to Seattle by about a touchdown. 8 points there.
Who did they beat? They beat somebody that everybody's like, they beat. And maybe it was the cover against Buffalo that was surprising. Like you thought Buffalo would handle them.
They hung in there against New England week 1.
Did they play the Jets? Maybe they beat up on the Jets or something like that.
They beat up on the Jaguars pretty good.
The Jaguars, who I don't think they're an awful team, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I don't either. I don't think they're an awful team.
So moral of the story here is Miami as a bettor. I think you got to. I have a nice line for you later. I got the nice Bovada line for Miami, which I think you'll like, but I'll save that for the end of the show. Miami's a little bit better than you think they are, but San Francisco, you expect them to answer the bell. And they didn't.
Are we seeing the classic Super Bowl hangover? Are we seeing Jimmy Garappolo missing one key throw and losing his confidence? Is that what we're witnessing?
I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is losing his confidence, but he certainly played like dog crap. And I mean, like Shanahan on the sideline, he was wearing his mask, but you could see him like open his mouth, like, did you really just do that, Jimmy? Like, what are you doing?
Well, remember, I asked you through text. I said, why did Garoppolo go out of the game? Like, did he hurt himself again?
Yeah.
Like, what was that? I never assumed that he played bad enough to actually be benched. Don't you find that wild? The franchise guy, the Super Bowl or AFC Championship winner, whatever you call it, gets benched for having a bad half. He must have been terrible, Sean.
He was terrible. Mullins was terrible the previous week versus the Eagles, but is this what we're getting from San Francisco this year? They better get their stuff in gear now. Now they have these 2 teams have been playing each other. Even last year, they were very close games. The Rams barely missed the playoffs. If they pulled out, one of these close games against San Francisco, they could have made the playoffs. The Rams are playing a lot better. Their running attack is fixed. Their defense is better than you think they are. Who, by the way, I believe the Rams, their new defensive coordinator, was like a linebackers coach for San Francisco last year. So maybe there's some attrition on the coaching staff. Maybe losing some brain trust in the room. What's up?
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to blow you away, right? The 49ers have had the easiest schedule to this point. Now, here we go. Rams, Patriots, Seahawks, Packers, Saints, Rams, Bills.
Ouch.
Look at that, dude. That must be a combined record of 25 and 4 for opponents.
Honestly, if you're a San Fran fan, you'd be relieved to go 500 in that.
Dude, the worst team they're playing is the Saints in that stretch.
Man.
Think about that.
They got to get stuff right in a hurry. And it's not and look, you know they have talent, you know they're coaching. Like I'm a believer in everything. Garoppolo, you would expect him to bounce back. We'll see. It's not like I don't think that CJ Beathard's going to be the starter next week, but you expect him to come back. My concern is the defense. Like the defensive backfield was bad against Miami, and they're going to play like the Buffalo Bills. People keep sleeping on them, dude, but you got Stephon Diggs, you got even their rookie and Gabriel Davis.
That team is balling.
They are balling, and their defense is good. All of those teams have answers on the outsides. And San Francisco last year they were getting to the passer quickly, but they lose Solomon Thomas, they lose Bosa in a game. So their defensive line is still good and it's stout, but it's not as dominant as it was. They're not getting to the quarterback in 1 second. Maybe you're getting to the quarterback in 2 seconds, which gives the quarterback that extra chance to say, I'm going to take that deep shot. And then you got Sherman, who's been out. I'm not sure if he's back yet.
He's going to be out again.
Okay,
from what I heard.
So then you got. You just have holes everywhere, and this is a good team. They got talent everywhere, but they need to step up. This is an interesting one. Let me just hit you with the line in this, because the Rams, look, we know the brand of football they're playing. They're playing great, and they're back to where they were 2 years ago when they made their Super Bowl run. The Rams, according to Bovada, are -3.5 on the road. San Francisco at home. Who do you got in that game?
I like the Rams.
This is an interesting one to me because I feel like this is I feel like this is a gut check game for San Francisco.
I do too.
They're at
Aaron
home.
Donald, dude, is going to be in Garoppolo's face. And here's one more thing. I don't know if Garoppolo has ever been tested. He's a little bit of a trust fund kid with regards to football.
Where he's landed in the league, and
he's landed. He's always had a good system. He's always just been able to play pretty well. And I don't know, has he ever had to pull himself up? I'm sure he can do it, but maybe we'll see.
3.5. It's that half point at home, division opponent, underdog. That those always generally cover. San Francisco being embarrassed, I gotta think. Look, man, these guys are in the Super Bowl last year. Gotta think that they can do better than that.
I know.
I'm gonna take San Francisco to cover. Okay. I don't know what's gonna happen here, but I feel like it's a field goal game. These two teams played each other real tough last year. We'll see, man. But San Francisco.
This could be an exciting one. Lots of lead changes back and forth.
You would hope so. If San Francisco gets punched in the face again, season over.
Yeah. Well,
especially with that deadly stretch coming up.
Yeah, God, yeah. This is big for them. Big.
Huge.
Who would have thought we'd be saying season over at week 6?
I'm telling you, season over. Season over. If they get punched, if they lose a close game, I can handle that. They get punched in the face, they lose this game by 20, season gone.
Sure.
Over.
Yeah, agreed.
That's a brutal stretch coming up.
That's about as tough as it gets, man.
So you're going into that stretch with no confidence?
Right.
Down in the division.
And what, at 1-4, whatever the case would be.
Lost to Arizona, so that's 2 games down in the division in a really competitive NFC West. Season over if they get punched in the face here.